Who is out there? Get away from my car, please!
This encounter comes from Bear Attacks Climber. On October 1st, 2022, the channel uploaded a video documenting one of the host's most terrifying experiences to date. What began as a routine descent quickly turned into a life-threatening situation. The host was carefully making his way down the steep, rocky ridges of Mount Futago, located in Chichibu City, Japan, an area known for its dense forests, isolation, and wildlife. The terrain was narrow and unforgiving, with sharp drops on either side, demanding his full attention as he navigated each step. It was in this vulnerable moment, far from help and deep within the wilderness, that everything suddenly went wrong. As he was making his way down the mountain, the climber suddenly noticed movement above him. In a split second, a black bear lunged downhill straight toward him, closing the distance far faster than he could react. Trapped on a narrow and dangerous mountain ridge with nowhere to run, panic set in immediately. The climber began screaming at the top of his lungs and instinctively fought back, striking the bear and knocking it off balance. In the struggle, the bear slipped on the rocky surface and fell downward, giving a brief but critical moment of separation. But the encounter wasn't over. The bear regrouped and charged again, undeterred. Despite the extreme danger of losing his footing on the ridge, the climber handled the situation remarkably well. He continued to resist, shouting, throwing punches, and aggressively kicking whenever the bear leapt toward him. The bear made multiple attempts to attack, repeatedly jumping back in his direction, while the climber used noise, movement, and force to appear threatening rather than vulnerable. After several tense moments, the bear finally hesitated. It backed away and disappeared into the bushes, leaving the climber shaken but alive. Given the terrain, the outcome could have been even worse. One wrong step could have sent either of them over the edge. Had the climber frozen or failed to react quickly, the bear would have had the advantage. This encounter shows how decisive action, even against a powerful predator, can change the outcome. The climber escaped unharmed and later shared the footage on YouTube, a chilling reminder that in the wilderness, survival can come down to seconds, and the ability to keep fighting even when every condition is stacked against you. Encounters like this reveal how thin the line is between life and death in remote terrain, where help is nowhere near. Sometimes it isn't strength alone that saves you, but the instinct to react without hesitation. Diana is the creator behind the self-travel channel Wanderlust Diana, where she documents her journeys living and traveling out of her SUV. Her content ranges from camping vlogs and survival hacks to quiet nights under the stars, capturing the raw and unfiltered reality of life on the road. Most of her trips are peaceful, centered around independence, self-reliance, and the beauty of exploring alone. On August 5th, 2025, Diana set out on a trip to Shoshone Falls in Idaho, expecting another calm adventure surrounded by nature. But as the day progressed, subtle signs began to shift the mood. What started as a routine, relaxing journey slowly transformed into something far more unsettling, an experience that would leave a lasting impression on her.
Yeah, so hi everyone. I am currently at the Shoshone Falls in Idaho. Yeah, they say this is the Niagara of the West. Wow, it's beautiful here. It feels so powerful, but yet lonely at the same time. Oh my, what a beautiful place. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah, let's go up top and see what this hiking is about up here. I'm gonna go check out just right there. I didn't bring my bear spray with me because this is a park and I pay $5 to get in. So, and I forgot my bear spray in the car. And I'm just gonna go right there. Oh, there's bikers up there too. There's someone going up there on a bike. So let's go check it out. They got hiking trails going up in here. Oh, let's see what's going on in these mountains. Oh, wow, I should have worn my pants. I didn't know I was going to come through all this. Gosh. Oh, wow, look at this. A full-on trail up here. What do you find? Complain that there's got to be another way to see the falls because I was with the crowd over there, and lucky because we're coming from over there in the beginning, and then we hiked up that hill, and that's how we came down here. And yeah, so no one is going up there because it looks kind of sketchy going up there. But lucky for me, I saw the bikers and, I followed them up here. Oh my, what a magical place. What a magical place, guys. This is mad.
Throughout the day, Diana pushed farther into the area, moving along rough trail, crossing paths with mountain bikers, climbing to higher lookout points, and exploring an old historic rise overlooking the falls. Hours passed as she wandered the terrain, but as the sun began to dip, she turned her focus to finding a safe spot to camp for the night.
Yeah, so guys, I am back. I was gonna make dinner, but no way, it's not even possible here. It is windy, and it is dusty, and it is hot. So I'm not even touching that stove. It's impossible. I was here earlier after the gym, and I had to leave. I bought some stuff to cook, but it's not possible. So it is out of the question. So I have to went back into town and pick up some salad and some chicken. So that's what I'm going to just have for dinner tonight. And I'm going to spend the night here tonight. It's quiet and beautiful. There's a cliff right there. I'll show it to you after I finish eating. Close my door. Look how dirty my car is. I'll close my door because, like the dust just picked up out of nowhere and all of a sudden, wham! Yeah, by the way, I spend hours here just, listening to the silence. Everything is so silent and just, feels so out of reach. I don't know how to explain it, but, it's very quiet. Very quiet. Like this car just passed by. And like that's, you will hear a sound of cars driving by, or I can hear the waterfalls from here. But still, I just can't put a finger on it. It just feels so isolated and lonely. But yeah. So this is where I'm going to spend the night tonight. Let me show you the drop-off cliff.
She eventually found a quiet spot on BLM land, an area open to public camping, free, remote, and far from any crowds. It was the kind of place solo travelers look for, secluded, peaceful, and seemingly empty. For hours, no one passed by. Diana hadn't seen another person, which helped her relax, though a faint sense of unease lingered in the back of her mind as night approached. Darkness fell quickly, and she settled in for the night. But just as the forest grew silent, something unsettling broke that calm.
Someone is outside, I swear. Who is out there? Get away from my car, please. God, I'm leaving. Get away from my car right now. I'm gonna leave. Damn it. I'm leaving.
Diana was jolted awake by the sound of movement outside her vehicle, and it was immediately clear it wasn't an animal or the distant rumble of a passing car. The noise was deliberate, slow footsteps moving just outside her SUV, accompanied by subtle shifting as if someone was circling her vehicle. Then the situation escalated when whoever was outside began pulling on the SUV, rattling it and testing the doors, making it clear they weren't simply passing by but actively tampering with her vehicle. What made it even more disturbing was the complete silence. There was no greeting, no knock, no attempt to communicate. When Diana called out, no one responded, and that was the moment she sensed something was deeply wrong. Panic surged through her as she started the engine and drove away without hesitation, refusing to stay any longer. She escaped safely, but the experience left her shaken, especially knowing she hadn't seen a single person in the area all day. Yet someone appeared on foot in the middle of the night without the sound of any vehicle approaching. Diana made it out unharmed, but the unanswered question of who was outside her SUV and why remains, turning the encounter into a chilling mystery. This encounter comes from Dee, the creator behind the YouTube channel Dee's Dark Adventures. Through her videos, Dee documents chilling solo explorations into abandoned locations, remote forests, and places steeped in eerie legends often linked to reports of paranormal activity. Known for her raw, unfiltered reactions, she ventures into these locations in search of the truth behind their stories. On October 28, 2025, Dee returned to a forest she had visited before, a place where she had already experienced unexplained activity. Drawn back by what she encountered on her previous visit, she set out once again to uncover the mystery behind it. Alone and surrounded by silence, Dee stepped into the vast woods, unaware that this night would push her further than she expected.
Okay, guys. You guys really like me sitting here and listening, so I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet, and we're just gonna listen. I've already been here for about an hour and a half, sitting here. I haven't heard anything, which was like a couple nights before. What was that? These lights in my face are horrible. Oh, God, guys. It sounds like running, but I don't see anything. It's dead quiet. It's quiet, quiet.
After exploring the forest for nearly an hour and a half, Dee followed her viewers' requests and decided to stop at one spot to sit quietly and record the surrounding sounds. At first, there was nothing, only silence. But slowly, subtle noises began to emerge, branches snapping somewhere in the darkness, faint ticking sounds echoing through the trees. It all seemed harmless at first, easy to dismiss as natural forest activity. But moments later, Dee captured something on camera that was far more disturbing.
It is a little warmer than last night, or last time. Last night was cold. Nothing happened either. I've been coming out here, and maybe 2, 3 times out of 5 or 6, I'll hear and catch stuff. I'm not scared. I'm nervous, but what was that? What was that? What's that? What's that noise?
Suddenly, Dee heard the sound of running footsteps directly behind her. Startled, she quickly turned to look, but saw nothing, no movement, no sound. The forest had gone silent again. It wasn't until later, while reviewing the footage, that she realized what had been there all along. Captured on camera was a white figure, standing just behind her, its body unnaturally pale, head to toe, with no visible features. Moments later, the figure could be seen slipping into the bushes and vanishing. At the time, Dee hadn't noticed it. She hadn't heard it move away. Whatever it was had remained completely silent, lurking just out of her awareness.
I'm hearing movement. I don't like it. Where's that stupid light at? I'm gonna trip over it. I can't see anything because these stupid lights. This place to the core, but I'm fascinated with it at the same time. I'm hearing noises, dude. I don't know if it's clicking. I can't hear it. It's like a low. Who? Oh my god, dude. Why is my thing going faint? Stop. Okay, I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna go. What is that? Okay. Wait a minute. I just went through here. How's there a spider web already? Okay. Alright. Okay. What is that? Stop. Okay. Calm down. Fine, I'm fine.
The area where the white figure appeared was the same place where Dee had been hearing movement earlier, but at the time she brushed it off and continued exploring other parts of the forest. As she moved on, the sounds grew stranger, low grunts, faint clicking noises, and branches snapping nearby. Then, with her torch in hand, Dee stepped forward and her camera captured the figure again. This time it was closer, clearer, and impossible to dismiss. The figure had arms and legs shaped like a human, but its appearance was deeply unnatural, its entire body completely white. It appeared to lean toward Dee as if watching her, before suddenly taking off and vanishing into the bushes. What made the encounter even more unsettling was the silence. It never spoke, never communicated, it simply observed her from the darkness. As it disappeared, the forest erupted with noise. branches breaking and footsteps moving through the trees. Dee hadn't noticed the figure in that moment, but the sounds alone made her blood run cold, giving her the terrifying realization that something unseen was close by. Not willing to risk further danger, Dee chose to leave the area and later stated she would only return with her team. She escaped unharmed, but instead of answers, she left with disturbing footage and lingering questions. After the video was released, viewers were divided, with some believing the figure was a skinwalker silently following her, while others suggested it may have been a human hiding in the darkness and stalking her movements. Whatever the truth may be, the encounter remains unexplained, leaving behind a chilling mystery tied to that forest and the unknown creature that appeared to be stalking her movements. Some mysteries, perhaps, are better left untouched. Paranormal Discovery is a channel run by Lomar, known for documenting intense paranormal investigations and explorations into abandoned, forgotten, and deeply unsettling locations. Over time, Lomar and his team have captured some of the most unexplained and disturbing moments in the paranormal field, earning the channel a loyal following among paranormal enthusiasts. On July 15, 2025, Lomar set out on another investigation alongside his partner Chelsea, this time venturing into one of the most isolated locations they had ever filmed. Their destination was a deserted gold mining ghost town hidden deep within the Canadian wilderness. What made the location even more unsettling was that it wasn't just one abandoned town, but two separate ghost towns sitting miles apart, both surrounded by dense, unforgiving woods. Cut off from civilization and swallowed by nature, the area carried a heavy, uneasy presence, one shaped by forgotten history, isolation, and whatever might still linger there, long after the miners vanished.
Story that goes back to I don't even know, the early century. I don't know, maybe back to that, because back in the day, this used to be a gold mining town. This produced the second most gold in the province. So this was the second most productive gold mining town in its day. So it was hustling and bustling the whole way through. You can only imagine the energy left behind. And not to mention, this is the second ghost town that I was mentioning when Angela and I went to the Icelandic settlement and camped out in the cabin. So this is in the same wildlands as that. I will link that video down below, and I'll link our previous video here at Caribou Mines down below as well. So we're in the same wildland, but just in a different ghost town. There's two ghost towns in this forest. Isn't that messed up?
It is.
So,
I mean, there must be a for sure reason why both of them became ghost towns.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, maybe. Because this is vast. So it's, I don't know, it's just so weird because you have so much forest pushed that way, but all the ghost towns are literally here and over there. So I don't know, it's a strange spot, but down to go to the campsite.
Yes, I'm hungry. Let's go make burgers and find this cryptid.
Let's do it. Chels picked these out today, so we're gonna have those with them on the Barbie. It's gonna be sick.
Yes. Look at the fire. Fire burning.
And then we got for a side a nice Greek salad. Healthy, looking good. Got feta in there, cucumber, onion. We usually have tomato and some other stuff, but yeah.
Did you say feta?
Feta.
Yeah. That's a nice fire. You know though? You know what I'm saying?
You got the dad stance on right now.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just looked like I finished, making a fire, and now I'm just going, yeah, that's a nice fire.
Pretty sick. So these guys are already marinated, so we're gonna have to see what it tastes like. That's a whole different story. Yes, it could be marinated, but I like to do a taste test. Oh well. So yours is cooked?
Yeah, how's yours?
Amazing. Wow.
Lomar and Chelsea settled into the campsite as daylight began to fade, setting up their camp and preparing dinner before nightfall. The mood was light at first, burgers sizzling over the fire, casual laughter cutting through the quiet wilderness, the kind of calm that makes the isolation almost feel comforting. But once darkness crept in, the atmosphere shifted. Seated by the fire with only the crackling flames to break the silence, Lomar suddenly caught what looked like a shadow moving just beyond the edge of the light. At first, he brushed it off as his eyes adjusting to the darkness. Moments later, the calm shattered, and something deeply unsettling began to unfold.
Thought I just saw something over there. Down that path.
What do you think you saw?
Like a figure just go like...
Compassion.
Like just dart
Yeah.
from one side to the other?
From the right to the left. My right to the left. They would have went left to the right. That was definitely like a misty figure from that way.
The fudge.
Fuck. What was that? What was that?
I don't know.
That like hurt my sciatica so bad. Joking like that, but that scared the fuck out of me.
What was that?
Holy shit.
But how did whatever you just saw over there, how did it get over there so freaking quickly?
Acknowledge.
Could that have been an animal?
I don't know what the that was. Animals these days are like literally making the weirdest sounds, so it could have been.
But things also like to mimic.
That like killed my sciatica joking like that.
Are you okay?
Man, this is crazy.
Maybe at the main post office?
Oh, fuck. That was water. That was something in a puddle.
Is there something getting closer?
That was in a puddle.
Have you noticed that all of the birds chirping have stopped? There were so many birds before.
It stopped.
Just as Lomar was trying to make sense of the figure he thought he saw, a sudden, piercing scream ripped through the forest from the opposite direction. The sound hit them both instantly, sending a shock through their bodies. It didn't resemble any animal they knew, yet it didn't sound entirely human either. There was something disturbingly wrong about it. For a moment, they stood frozen, hearts racing before convincing themselves it had to be wildlife echoing through the trees. But before the tension could fully fade, a loud bang followed, as if something heavy had been hurled into a nearby puddle. The unease deepened, hanging thick in the air. Still, trying to calm their nerves, they returned to their campsite and prepared to turn in for the night, unaware that the most unsettling moment was yet to come.
Yeah.
Holy shit. What is going on out there?
What the?
What the f? This camera's still on. What time is it?
No clue.
Holy shit. Like the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Chills. Something's moving out there. There's no fucking way. Was that the table? I literally just heard the rattle of the table.
I don't know. I heard a bunch of things, but I can half asleep. Okay, we've got to go out and check.
Then, without warning, movement erupted just outside their tent. Heavy, deliberate footsteps circled around them, slow and purposeful, as if whoever or whatever was out there knew exactly where they were. The sounds grew more disturbing as something began rummaging through their equipment, metal shifting and gear being disturbed just beyond the thin fabric walls. At the same time, eerie howls echoed from deeper within the forest, distant yet unnervingly present. Lomar jolted awake, his heart pounding, instantly recognizing that this wasn't random noise. Chelsea was awake too, frozen in place as the mix of footsteps, aggressive movement, and strange vocalizations continued. In that moment, they both realized they were not alone. Only a fragile layer of fabric separated them from whatever was outside, and the question pressing in their minds was no longer if something was there, but what it was.
I'm like legit scared. Okay,
What?
our table's down. I knew it. The fire pit's caved in.
What?
Barbecue's still there. Our salad thing is down. The Blue Eddy's still there. I knew it. Our table.
Something knock over our table, or like did a gust of wind blow it down, or?
I don't know. There's no way. No, a gust of wind would not blow that down.
Yeah, because like our chair is still up, that tiny little chair in the cooler.
Chels, something came and did that.
Literally right next to us, like while we were sleeping.
When Lomar stepped outside, he found their table knocked over and their gear scattered, as if someone had gone through their belongings. Yet there was no one there. The forest was silent and empty. The chilling part wasn't just the mess, but the fact that whatever did this had been close enough to move their things while they slept, and then disappear without a trace.
There we go. Hearing stuff from in there. Listen. What's in there? Okay, I'm freaked out. What the actual hell?
Don't sleep here.
Oh. No way. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel like we're in danger. Like if we stay, we're physically gonna be hurt or killed or something.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm just trying to I don't know. Like I'm just starting.
I guess I was the first one to bring it up with the whole last dinner thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's just I don't know. My nerves are shot, huh?
Okay, should we?
There's something out here that if we stay, I don't know if it's gonna break our car or like try and get in or hurt us. Like I don't know. We're in a tent that like anything can get into.
Anything can get in. Okay,
Yeah.
well.
After some time inside the tent, it happened again. Heavy, deliberate footsteps moved just outside the thin fabric, close enough to make every sound feel amplified in the silence of the forest. When Lomar stepped out to check, there was no one there, no figure, nothing. But moments later, he heard something shifting in the nearby bushes. He called out, his voice firm but cautious, yet no response ever came. Whatever was out there seemed to retreat the instant it was confronted. Back inside the tent, the situation felt far more serious. Lomar and Chelsea realized this was no coincidence. They didn't know whether it was a person or something else entirely. But what troubled them most was the pattern. It kept returning to their campsite, making its presence known, then vanishing without a trace whenever they tried to see it. There were no voices, no signs of communication, only the sound of movement. The footsteps were too heavy and intentional to be brushed off as wildlife, and the way their belongings had been disturbed suggested something large and deliberate. It felt as though whatever was out there wanted to be noticed, yet refused to reveal itself. That was enough for them. Sensing that staying any longer could put them in real danger, Lomar and Chelsea decided to cut their trip short and leave the area entirely. They made it out of the forest unharmed, but the mystery remained. What had been circling their tent? What let out that chilling scream earlier in the night? Whether it was something unseen, a cryptid, or something far more unsettling, one thing was clear: it showed intelligence through its movements and timing. And sometimes, the wisest choice is to walk away and leave certain mysteries unanswered. Even now, that remote ghost town stands silent, holding on to whatever followed them in the dark. Whatever moved through their campsite that night felt deeply tied to that place, as if the land itself was watching, reminding them they were intruders in a forgotten territory. Some locations don't just hold history, they carry a presence that never truly leaves. And in that ghost town, something still lingers in the shadows, unseen, unheard, giving the place its name and reminding anyone who enters why it was never truly abandoned. MKP Studio is the channel run by Katie, where he documents his explorations, ranging from investigating the unknown to delving into bizarre and unexplained phenomena. His videos always carry an air of intrigue, pulling viewers into mysteries that lie just beyond the ordinary. On November 22nd, 2025, Katie returned to a forest known locally as the Cursed Forest, a place he had visited before. This time, responding to his viewers' requests, he ventured back to explore its depths once again. The forest has a dark reputation, notorious for stories of missing people and unexplained disappearances. Determined to uncover the truth and dive deeper into its mysteries, Katie stepped into the woods, unaware of the unsettling experiences that awaited him.
Back to another video. So upon popular request, I am returning to one of the most haunted places in the Pacific Northwest, known as the Cursed Forest. I've been getting many comments lately requesting that I revisit some of the previous places that we've gone to, and I've brought a metal detector this time to see if we can uncover anything mysterious. According to local urban legend, many people have gone missing in these woods, so if you're new to the channel, then definitely go check out some of my older videos regarding this place. Every time we go exploring here, we always come face to face with something horrifying.
After about 3 hours, I finally arrived to my destination. As mentioned, this location is in a very remote part of Washington, so cell reception is pretty bad, and if something happens all the way out here, it can take hours for emergency crews to arrive. We made it. Okay, what is this? It's like a bunch of animal fur.
Whoa, check this out. Authorized personnel only beyond this point. And then warning, non-survivable environment, extreme danger. So, this is not the first time I've seen these signs around here, but these are normally what you see right before you enter these woods. Like, over 40 lives have been lost in these woods. Over 20 disappearances have been recorded. There is no cell reception beyond this point. There is nothing in these woods to risk your life for. This is just a really creepy reality check overall. So, you just gotta always be careful. We're kind of near the entrance. I have my metal detector here. It's super crazy that we just came across those signs again. It really puts things in perspective on how dangerous this place is. We're gonna do some metal detecting around here. We're gonna see if we can come across anything strange. After we're done, then we'll just decide to hike deeper into the woods.
As Katie stepped into the forest, his eyes immediately caught a warning sign. No cell reception beyond this point. 40 people have died here. 20 others have mysteriously disappeared. The words alone sent a chill through the spine of any visitor, yet Katie didn't hesitate. Ignoring the red flags, he pressed deeper into the woods, determined to uncover its secrets. With his metal detector in hand, he began scanning the forest floor, searching for lost items, hidden objects, or anything that might shed light on the forest's dark history.
After about 30 minutes of metal detecting, I wasn't finding much. However, out of nowhere, I started getting hits around this large tree.
We're starting to get a couple hits down here beneath this tree. Hold on a minute here. Yo, what is this? Oh, it's an axe. What? This is crazy. This gives off like murder weapon vibes. It's just like laying here in the dirt. Now we're pretty deep into the woods at this time. I feel like someone had to have just like abandoned this here. This is super creepy. I was not expecting to find an axe.
While scanning the forest floor with his metal detector, Katie stumbled upon a rusted old axe partially hidden beneath a bed of leaves. It was a strange and unexpected discovery. Assuming it had simply been abandoned long ago, he left it where it lay and continued his exploration. But moments later, the calm of the forest was shattered. Something entirely unsettling occurred, turning his routine search into a moment of chilling uncertainty.
After finding this filter, I was thrown off when I heard a very loud scream in the distance.
Okay, that was a scream. That sounded like someone screaming. Holy shit. That was a scream. That was a scream. That's 2 screams now.
Suddenly, screams echoed through the forest. The first scream was loud and piercing, unmistakably human, filled with pain and desperation. In that instant, a deep unease settled over Katie as he realized he wasn't as alone as he had believed in this supposedly deserted forest. Then the screams came again, but this time they were different, distorted, a disturbing blend of something human and something animalistic. He couldn't identify what he was hearing, and that made it even more terrifying. Thinking it could be someone in danger, possibly calling for help, Katie followed the direction of the screams. That's when he noticed something deeply unsettling. A camera mounted unnaturally on a tree, silently pointed toward the forest, as if it had been waiting, watching.
Is that a security camera? Hold on a minute. That looks like a security camera. What? I don't see any cords connected to it at all. Wow. What? There's no wires. There's nothing connected to it. It's just out here randomly in the woods.
Strangely, the camera had no cords, no wires, and no visible mounting. It was just sitting there against the tree in an unnerving way.
Just as I was getting my bearings, I was interrupted by another haunting sound. This time, though, it didn't sound human.
Okay, I don't know what that was. But whatever it was close. That did not sound like the first scream that we heard. That sounded like something different.
Almost immediately after hearing this, I started hearing some loud banging in the distance, almost sounding like explosions.
That sounded like a gun, like gunfire in the distance. I don't know. Something just does not seem right here. I think I'm going to just not come back to this place because the fact that we found a security camera, the SD card, and have heard gunshots, I just feel like this is a recipe for a disaster.
The screams returned, but this time they sounded wrong. Some of the cries still carried a distinctly human tone, yet woven between them were harsh, distorted vocalizations that felt deeply unnatural. The unease tightened around Katie as it dawned on him that whatever was making those sounds was nearby. The first screams had convinced him someone was in trouble. The second made it clear that whatever he was hearing didn't fit any explanation he could grasp. Almost immediately after, sharp cracks rang out through the trees, what sounded like gunshots echoing across the forest. That was the moment everything felt irreversibly off. This place was isolated. There shouldn't have been anyone there at all, let alone repeated screams followed by gunfire. The realization hit hard, and Katie decided it was time to leave. But just as he turned back, he noticed something that made him stop cold.
At first, I thought maybe it was an animal, but then I heard talking and I knew that it was a person. This is very rare as I've only encountered other people in these woods on very specific occasions. But after waiting for them to leave, I quickly ran back to my car and loaded everything up.
Then he spotted someone moving through the trees and immediately hid, holding his breath as the figure passed without noticing him. Katie, however, saw enough. The man was dressed in a strange outfit, wearing a helmet and clothing with netting over the shoulders, nothing that looked normal or reassuring in a forest known for disappearances. In that moment, any doubt he had vanished. He was not alone out there. It was only as he was leaving that everything started to fall into place. The memory of the rusted axe buried under the leaves, the repeated screams, first unmistakably human, then warped and unnatural, the echo of gunshots in an area meant to be deserted, and finally, the sight of that oddly dressed man. Seen together, none of it felt random anymore. The forest wasn't empty, and whatever was happening there was far from normal. The warning signs about deaths and disappearances suddenly felt terrifyingly relevant. Katie didn't stay to search for answers. He chose to walk away, knowing that curiosity wasn't worth risking his life. In remote places like this, danger doesn't always come from the wilderness itself. Sometimes it comes from people, and that threat can be far more unpredictable. Katie knew one thing: staying to investigate could have made him part of the forest's grim history. He escaped unharmed, but the cursed forest kept its mystery intact, adding one more chilling encounter to the long list of reasons why some places are better left unexplored.